Overpass is back, and I couldn't be more excited because it's one of my all-time favorite maps. So I've gone and found 10 must-know smokes that everyone should know now that Overpass is back in the pool. First up is the monster smoke. Quintessential on Overpass to try and prevent the T's from rushing through monster too early in the round. You can throw it from spawn, you can throw it from a few different places, but it is incredibly important to get this one up if you're on the CT side. I'll show you the easy ones. Essentially, boom, into this corner here. You're going to look at this electro just on the tip on the bottom there. Left click jump throw, and that'll come down and smoke off monster. If you're the toxic player, you can re-smoke monster just by looking at this corner and throwing a left click. As you can see, blooms perfectly at the end of the monster pipe. If you have control of top con and bathrooms, you can re-smoke monster as well. You just walk into the corner here, and then it's the 1, 2, 3rd spike across. You just look at the top. There's a room for leeway. You can go up and down, but yeah, just look at the peak, left click throw. That'll come down, land in monster. I somehow winged one from long. Essentially, you just walk into the right side of this menu. You're going to look at this part of the window, bottom right part of the frame, jump throw. And that's going to bounce across and land at monster. I don't know how I hit that. I was like, can I get one from long? This is the only lineup I tried, and it worked. We're done with the monster smokes, thanks. Moving on to the short pipe smoke. This is going to be useful after you initially molly it. You can also just smoke it and hope the T's don't run through, but a molly there is always going to be more value for money. So from CT spawn, you can smoke it from the monster lineup position as well. You just look at this dot here. It's like the second big dot across on the truck jump throw. And that comes down and blooms in the short tunnel, giving you short control, hopefully. You can smoke it when you're coming out of lower or maze. As you're coming out here, you just put your right shoulder into this gap, stand here, and then as you can see in the building, there's like this one window that has a light on. What you're gonna do is just look anywhere really, like left corner if you want to have a specific spot to look, left click, and that'll bloom in the short pipe. You can smoke short pipe from just here as well. Essentially where this fan is, you just walk up to it, and if you see this diagonal bit, you just look at the point where it connects to the metal just there. Left click jump throw, and that'll come down and bloom in the short pipe. Also, I'm making another video on this, but this is also a spot where you can do cheeky shit like this and get the molly down to the short pipe. You can use it for HEs as well, and even flashes to set your teammates up. I've seen some teams do it. It's fancy, but this is a smoke video. Don't forget to sub to make sure you don't miss that video. You can throw it from heaven on the run as well. It's the same. You'd usually just sort of throw this molly. The way to line it up is there's this second panel of the mesh fence here, sort of above the wires. What you're going to do is just sort of look up above the green part where the train tracks are, and then just W throw. The molly lands in there. But again, this is a smoke video. The lineup is a bit lenient as well. You know, as you can see anywhere at heaven here, you can sort of just, you know, throw it here, throw it here, you know, all the way at the back, throw it here. It's all going to bounce in there, land in the pipe, and smoke the bloody thing well. If you're in a situation where you want to smoke the short pipe from con, this is a nifty little lineup. You just walk up here so you're not open fully to con. And once you're in here, 1, 2, 3, third panel across on the windows, left and right click throw. That's going to smoke off the short pipe. You can also use this lineup to throw nades, throw a molly, throw a flash for your teammate. You name it, it's kind of still useful. And of course, the most basic way to do it is after you've mollied short and taken short, to refresh it, just look at the pipe and left click throw. I feel like I shouldn't need to tell you this, but that's the best way to keep control, is throw it from in here rather than having teammates having to refresh it from elsewhere. Their smokes are valuable too for them. Next up is the connector smoke. There is no special lineups for this one. As you're running down con, look in the middle of this gray bit of the wall, W, throw. It lands there. It smokes off con. And that's it. Nothing special about it. The only thing you kind of want is it to be slightly deeper there, so you still have the option to jump up here and, you know, play on the pipes if you want, peek out into short, all that good stuff. But that's it. Nothing spectacular, but it's an important piece of util. The only other way I could see you wanting to smoke con is if you're playing boost, but you're watching short, and the door's blown off because you were watching it, but you don't want to split your focus. So, hey, boom, smoke that one off, or boom, smoke that one off, and watch the opposite. When CS2 came out and Overpass was still in the pool, this was kind of the meta. You'd molly and smoke short pipe, but play con from here, and you can see their feet before they can see you at all. The only way that they can really abuse it is if you get spammed through the wall, but you can fix that by having a CT just stand here behind the concrete. So then you're not getting spammed and you're boosting in a safer position. The sandwich smoke or the short smoke, depending on what you call this area here on the map, is important for both Ts and CTs. It's an important piece of util later in the round for CTs and earlier in the round for Ts. If you're a CT throwing this smoke, you can literally just bank it off of the wall like that. It'll bounce, bloom, and smoke it off. If it's getting later on in the round and you want to re-smoke it without being open to too many angles, you can come here and then left and right click throw, looking at this corner, left and right click jump throw, and that'll bounce down and smoke off sandwich. Now for the T side, you can throw it from spawn, come into this corner at the ladder. You can do it easily while you're just running out of spawn. Put your bum in the corner. And you want to look at roughly this tip of the leaf here on the bush. It's, you know, you can line it up with the tower as well. W jump throw, and that'll come across and smoke off sandwich pretty much instantly. If you don't want to do it so instantly, once you have T-con control and fountain, you can come into this corner right here, and then where it goes sort of the lighter brick to the darker concrete or whatever you want to call it, just look to the left where it connects there, and then you just jump throw. That'll bounce down, perfectly smoke off sandwich, and allow you to progressively take bathrooms. Or if you want to fight to the top of con, pair it with another smoke we'll be learning in a minute. Now the front bathroom smoke is important just to progressively take party control as well as make your way in towards top con, and then eventually once you have this space, you can move into bathrooms and make your way banana or bathrooms or short to A. I don't know what you guys call it over here. Either way, useful smoke. Here's a couple of lineups. The fastest one that I've found is when you're running out of spawn, you just run straight into the middle of this bar here. Then there's going to be this black dot on the wall. Look to the right of it and jump through. That'll bounce down and perfectly smoke off the front of bathrooms. The other way I know how to smoke this from CSGO is when you're running out of spawn, you walk into the middle of this concrete bit. It's quite easy. It's pretty lenient. And then you go 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the last square that has the tree in it. You're going to jump throw. Just so you know what I'm talking about, it's these squares in the fence. The fourth one, you look in the middle, and that'll perfectly smoke off bathrooms. You can also smoke this off from the top of T-Con, outside playground. You're going to look at the bottom left corner of the gate just here, do a jump throw, and that'll bounce off the corner, back, and smoke off front bathroom. If you have your teammate drop you a smoke, you can smoke that, and then also smoke sandwich. And they'll bloom. Similar timing, take full front bathroom control. Good luck out there. Subscribe! The jump up smoke is incredibly important when you're coming into the A site. It slows down rotations, and the CTs that want to flood through usually are easy to pick off. So you pair that with a bank smoke, but we'll talk about that in a moment. It's time to learn the lineup for jump up. The first lineup I'm going to show you is just from this corner of the bench. You just push your way into the corner, make sure you're in there, and then you're going to look at the bottom of this pole, just like so. Jump throw, and that'll bounce across and land there on jump up. Next lineup is from the other side of the bench, which is going to be useful because you can also smoke bank from this position. Walk into the corner, and then on this sign where you see the yellow and the black meet and this point here, you're just going to jump throw. That'll bounce down, bloom, and smoke off jump up. You can smoke it from long as well. Once you cross over here, there's this corner that it's a bit janky to get into, but once you figure it out, you sort of just hold W and it puts you in the corner here. Once you're in the corner, you're going to look at these three windows here. The middle window at the top, you're going to W jump throw, and that'll bounce off the wall and smoke off jump up again. And finally, you can fake this smoke as well. Once you're in short here, come into the corner, and then see this doohickey, the chimney, I guess. You just look at the top left corner of it, do a jump throw. And this probably isn't going to work, but you may sell a fake and draw a rotate off the B site if they didn't see you throw it and hear you throw it. The bank smoke's going to be important to pair with the jump up smoke, just so when you take site control, you can't really get peeked from here, you can't get peeked from here, and it gives you a lot of space on the site to clear out Optimus, clear out the back of dice here, and make sure you have space to plant. Now from this position we were at before, you're going to walk into the corner of the bench again, and instead of looking over here, you're going to look up here. There's this corner on the parasol. It's easy to remember once you throw it a few times. Just look at the tip of it, and you're going to W jump throw. You pair that up with the jump up smoke. They're both going to bloom roughly at the same time and give you a lot of space on site to take it. Same corner at long as before. You're going to come into this corner. Now to line it up, there is this gray brick on the wall. It looks horrible because of my settings, and it might look hard to find for you. But if you just look at the bottom in the middle where there's this sort of dark patch beneath it, you just jump throw, and that'll bounce off the dumpster and smoke off bank perfectly. I was saving the whole set from this position for another video, but I'll give this one to you anyway. So there's the bank smoke, there's the jump up smoke, and from this position, there is going to be the grass crossing the concrete there. You're just going to put your crosshair on the tip of it, take about a step forward, then jump throw. And then you can also just throw a flash across the top along. Whole set works out well. It's going to molly out Goblin as well as the back of Optimus. You pair that with the flash just to blind anyone that is trying to play from dice or out in the open. And you should be able to take the A site in a easier way. Again, if you're interested in this next video, remember to sub so you don't miss it. The bridge smoke is important to help you get onto the B site. It gives you a little bit of cover from heaven, some cover from sight, as well as maze if you are crossing up short or even coming out of monster. So you can throw this with a mid-site smoke as well as some other smokes just to help take the B site a little bit easier. The main way I'd throw the bridge smoke is when you're coming out of spawn, there's this yellow warning sign on the wall. Just walk to the right side of it like so. And then this line, you're going to pair it up with this line. So if you have the crosshair, the smoke crosshair, roughly here, and you'll notice anywhere along here, it's still going to land on the bridge. So you can just eyeball it quite easily up from the line, left click throw, and that'll bounce off the wall and smoke off bridge perfectly. You can smoke it from in short as well, just up here on the wood. You're going to look at the top corner of this building and then left and right click throw. It'll bounce down. Smoke off bridge, as well as kind of the top of sight with this one. Same smoke, but this time from in the water. You're going to put yourself in this corner of the plywood. You're going to left and right click jump throw, looking at the bottom left of this poster here. Jump throw. It bounces off the tall bridge, off the wall, and then blocks off bridge. Another bridge smoke you can throw is from this corner, just outside of the short tunnel. You're just going to look here at this bottom part where it attaches to the bridge and left click throw. That'll bloom and waterfall smoke down, fully covering off the bridge. The mid-sight smoke is one of the more basic smokes that you can throw, but it is just so useful to get you out of monster, to get you up short, to deny vision from heaven if you crouch and play around it, depending on how high it blooms. But it's just really good, pairs with a heaven smoke, pairs with a bridge smoke super well, and helps you take the B side as a T. To throw it, to complement that bridge smoke before, right side of this sign, where there's this T section just here, you look in the middle of it, left click throw, that'll bounce down and smoke off default. And as we were saying, this is how you would throw it together if someone drops you a smoke. So mid-sight and then bridge. They'll bloom like this. Same position as the other bridge smoke. You just come into the corner here on the wood. You're going to look at this dip in the M, just the bottom part there, left click throw. That'll bounce across and smoke off the middle of sight. And similar to the last one, you can throw both smokes from the same position. So left click here, and then left and right click here, and you'll have yourself the mid-sight and the bridge smokes. Arguably the easiest way to throw this smoke is once you've already come out monster, cleared toxic, and pillar. What you can then do is just look above the middle of sight, left click a smoke. That'll do exactly what you want it to do. But it's on the fly, it'll last longer, and you've already got some map control, hopefully. You can also throw it from just outside the short tunnel. When you're here in this corner, you're just going to look at this tip of the bridge there, left click throw. It'll bounce off the generator and bloom on mid-sight. And if you pair this smoke with the other one we learnt before for bridge, it's going to look like this. They'll bloom almost at exactly the same time and fully cover off sight. Moving on to the heaven smoke. Now, the heaven smoke is one of the more important smokes on Overpass, especially in pugs, because AWPers love to play heaven, and that's just going to completely deny them any vision, any line of sight, and save your butt. We'll learn the hardest heaven smoke first, which is the fastest as well. You line it up in spawn, and you're going to do a run throw. I know it on 16x9, 4x3 stretched is probably going to be a little bit different, so you'll have to try it out and tell me what the difference is. When you're running out of spawn, essentially what you're going to do is put your shoulder in this corner. Once you've got that done, you're going to look at the tip of this 4x4 like so, and then hold W. After holding W, you'll automatically sort of run to this position. And on the left of your screen, there is going to be the gap in the fence, right? Look at that. I time it by when that goes past on the left of my screen, then I do the jump throw. And altogether, it's going to look something like this. That'll fly across to heaven, bounce off the new plywood that's there, and smoke off heaven as fast as humanly possible. All right, now that the complex one is out of the way, we're going to learn the easier ones. So walk into the corner of this plywood just here. Once you're there, there's this bit where the plywood hits the concrete, looks like a point. You're just going to look at that, left click, jump throw. That'll bounce quickly into heaven off the door and bloom pretty fast. So you can just instantly run out to the B site. Back to my favorite position in short, you're going to be jumping up on the wood here in the corner with the cans, and then you're going to look at this tip of the concrete, right? It's, you know, the one on this billboard. Don't look up here and get it confused. Don't get it twisted, boys. And yeah, you're just going to look there. Left click throw. Super easy. So for the next one, you're going to be standing in this corner. Shout out Bowsero, Viridian for this lineup. I don't remember where he put his crosshair, but I kind of just made one up knowing that you could do it from here. So middle of the window and then down to the middle of this black bit here. So that's the best way I can describe it. Middle of the window, down, you just look here and you're going to left click jump throw. That'll smoke off heaven as well. Personally, I feel like the others are easier to remember, but you could do something. You could cook something up from here, I think. And finally, you can also smoke it from this corner here. So there's this black shadow that you can see under the plywood. Just look at the top tip of it and then W jump throw. It'll bounce off that wall and smoke off heaven. And the cool thing about this one, I guess, is it bleeds out a little further, so you don't have to worry about anyone facing in front of it on that side, but you still have to worry about this side. Just a couple of bonus tips for the end of the video. Similar to Nuke, you can silent drop out of heaven here on the B site of Overpass, but it's even easier, like way, way easier. There's no crazy air strafing involved. You can just drop down onto the surf and hold shift the whole time. It's going to look like this. You walk off the edge, you hold shift. As you're in midair, let go of W, hold S, hold shift and S, and you eventually hit the ground like this. No sound. Full silent drop. Make your way to sight. If the T's playing down here or somewhere expecting to hear a sound cue, you've just outplayed him. It's so easy, I'll even get the bot to do it. That's crazy. No sound. Ninjas. The other bonus tip, similar to before, is you can stop the plant on the B site if you're a CT. If they're saying, hey, they're out B, you can slow down the plant. If they haven't smoked sight, you just W jump throw a molly from this corner. Look in here. It's as simple as that. Fully spreads on the main parts of sight, and you can do the same with a HE and break a smoke if there's a smoke there. So keep that in your back pocket. Hopefully you walk away with a little more knowledge about Overpass from this video, because knowledge is power. You know how it is. Okay, thanks again for watching. Remember to sub so you don't miss all the upcoming content, and I'll see you later. Thanks once more for watching the video. I don't know what's going on with my hair today. If you like my hair, hit the like button. If you hate my hair, hit the like button, and I'll try to figure out which is which with my decipherability, okay? And I'll tell you about it in the next video. All right, thanks. All right, see ya. Bye. Bye.